if you're a space nerd like I am, then you are really excited that we as a species are going back to the moon. And right now we're not going to be landing on it, but we are going to orbit it, and we're going to go to the other side of the moon, and we're going to be taking some readings and all sorts of really fun things, doing some experiments. The crew of the Artemis rocket is going to be gone for, I think, 4 days, and then they're going to return. And why is this so exciting? Well, obviously, it's been a while since we've been out of Earth's actual atmosphere and orbit. The last space shuttle that we had blow up was Columbia, and that was really discouraging, because we were trying to get back, into space after the whole Challenger tragedy in 86, and before that we hadn't been on the moon since the 70s. And so it's really cool that the Artemis rocket is doing this launch and doing this orbitational, experiment. And I really hope that in my lifetime, we get to have another, landing on the moon, and see what's there, and maybe go further, and maybe we'll actually get a moon base. Shout out to Scribbles. But why am I talking about this? Well, in Canada, we have an astronaut who was lucky enough to be part of the crew of the Artemis rocket and the Artemis mission. And as much as our government says how proud it is of our, technology and, what we've done, and how innovative Canadians are in the scientific areas and STEM and, tech and AI and all of this, and how they want to invest so much money in AI and tech, and we love our scientists, and we love innovation. Nobody is talking about this. There isn't any news really about it, unless you look at the scientific article, magazines and stuff. Nobody is talking about this. And it really sucks, because if there's one thing that could and should pull us together, and forgive me if this is Trekkie of me, but fuck it, I don't give a damn. That's who I am. It should be going to space. Humanity should be coming together to discover space, discover our backyard, so to say, and beyond. And it should be a global effort. This should be something that we as a planet should be looking at and getting together and researching and learning and growing, and maybe, just maybe, through that effort we can stop, fighting and protesting about shit that's not even happening in our country, and insisting that we insert ourselves into other nations' problems. And if we're gonna send money to, other countries, maybe it should at least be to benefit ourselves in the long run, as a cooperative effort to explore, the bounds of our solar system and further. Maybe that's just lofty and Trekkie of me, but the fact that we as a country have a scientist that is going to be representing us on this mission back to the moon, and no mainstream outlet is talking about it. Like I said, you basically have to be reading the Scientific Today and all that stuff. It's not on the news. Nobody in Parliament is celebrating what's going to happen. Nobody is, hey, let's put our differences aside and send our good thoughts along with Mr. Hansen. I think it's Lieutenant Hansen, and his crewmates. No mention of this. It's all, you're obstructing Parliament, conservatives, and you hate the middle class, liberals, and how dare you touch our history from the French people. And those are all valid things. But we're so mired in how shitty everything is and how awful everything is and how stupid the other side is, that we aren't taking this just a second among all the nonsense that we have to deal with and going, hey, this is really, really cool. Like, you don't have to be a big science freak or a space nerd to be like, you know what? Humanity hasn't done very many cool, awesome, good things lately. This is really awesome and cool and good. Yay! Like, nothing. It's all just doom and gloom and shit on the other side and not do anything in the advancement of anybody. And it sucks. It really, really sucks. So I'm going to do some digging into the Artimus launch and when it happens, and I'm going to look at what's going on during it. And because I think they're going to be doing some live streams and stuff on the NASA channel. So I'm going to talk about it. I may be a tiny frickin' channel. Nobody watches my shit, but I don't care, because these people that are, let's face it, it's still a very risky thing to do, go to space. So they're risking their lives and trying to advance our species literally in spite of itself. And we really, the least we could do is acknowledge and talk about it and praise them and thank them and learn from what they are, finding and sending back to us. That's the very fucking least we could do. Similarly to, the very least we could do with our freedom and rights to speak and practice our religion is, I don't know, appreciate them. But that's a video for a different day. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.